Who is it?
It's Lil Nero, sir. Have your Blu-rays?
Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here.
Okay. But what about the money?
What money?
Well, you have to pay for your Blu-rays, sir.
Is that a fact? How much do I owe you?
That'll be 30, sir.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Cheapskate.
Hey, I tell you what I'm gonna give you, Snake. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keeper of my property before I pump your guts full of lead. 1, 2, 10.
Lovely Blu-rays just for me. What is up, everyone? Now, I know I usually stand in front of my posters, and so I know it's a bit unusual, this kind of video. However, I thought it'd be nice to add some more variety to my channel by doing unboxing / reviews on DVDs and Blu-rays on movies I buy in the future. And why not start with a very new release, Zootopia. I absolutely loved this movie. This movie is a very, very new release. It came out on 15th of June. And so I basically went out and grabbed it the second I had the chance. The second I had transportation available, I instantly grabbed it as soon as I could because I absolutely adored this movie. As you can see, I got the Blu-ray, and I'm very lucky too because the shop I went to, this is actually the last one they had left. Like, I went looking around and it took me quite a long time, and eventually I found it, but it was just the DVD. And then I went to the counter and I asked, okay, do you have Zootopia on Blu-ray? And they said yes, they did, and this was the last one they had. So I'm really thankful that I was able to get Zootopia on the first shop I looked at. Originally, I was just going to get Zootopia, however, I had some extra money on my hands and I decided to go ahead and get another movie on Blu-ray, which I will be filming the unboxing of right after this one. I'm not going to spoil what that movie is yet, you're just going to have to wait and see. And just so you know, guys, I bought this earlier today. As you can see, I haven't even had the time to open it yet. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at the cover artwork, and I've tried to avoid looking at the back as much as I can, so I can basically react to this. And so I'm just going to start looking at the artwork. As you can see, it's a combination of the Blu-ray / digital copy, and it's rated PG for mild themes and threat, and some scenes may scare young children. And I definitely would agree with that, simply because I think the themes deserve it, because there are a lot of themes about racism in this movie. So I get the themes, and some scenes may scare young children, I also get. And the reason for that is because on the internet, I've been hearing a lot of parents complaining that they had to take their child out of the theater because the movie scared them. And due to one certain scene I saw in the theater, I can honestly see where that's coming from. However, I don't think it's that scary. But unlike the movie Inside Out, I definitely think Zootopia has reason to be a PG rating. I can see why Zootopia is PG. Inside Out, on the other hand, is a movie that I absolutely loved. I just have absolutely no idea why it's rated PG. Maybe it's a certain death that takes place at the end of the film. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. But there is a certain character who disappears towards the end of the film. Or maybe it's kind of what Riley goes through throughout the film. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I just don't get why Inside Out is PG. On the other hand, Zootopia, I understand why it's PG. I think the PG rating is justified. And looking at the artwork, I think the artwork in this movie is fantastic. At first I liked the DVD artwork a little bit more. Here's an image of it right here, just for those who are curious. However, the Blu-ray artwork is really started to cover on me. I do like how they have a lot of characters in the background, and I just love how Nick is just having his massive smirk as he is resting his elbow on Judy's head, and the way the ears are flopping. I just think the way that was animated, I think that looks absolutely adorable. I wasn't sure about it at first, however the artwork has really grown on me. I think it looks fantastic. On the spine, it's not too much. It's a good deep blue kind of color, my favorite color of all time. And we've got a good image of Judy Hopps with the PG rating. It says Disney Blu-ray. And finally, on the back. Now, this is the part I've been waiting for. As you can see, it's a bit dusty because I've been trying not to see it. In the top corner here, it says it's a 1-disc Blu-ray. There is no 2-disc, unfortunately, unlike Inside Out. Inside Out was a 2-disc. This isn't, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys can read this, but there's additional content on the Blu-ray. There's research about true life adventure, the origin of an animal tale, zoology, the round table, Scoretopia, lol, get it, ZBD forensic files, and Try Everything the music video by Shakira, which I absolutely loved. There is a music video of it on YouTube. I'm not too sure if it's the same one though. The song itself I absolutely loved. I absolutely love Try Everything. It's very catchy. I listen to it in my own spare time all the time when I'm working on stuff. I listen to it in the background. I've even attempted to make my own vocal cover, and I was horrible at it. For me, it's my Let It Go, in a good way. And I know a lot of people hate Let It Go, but for those who love it, Try Everything's my Let It Go, basically. I thought it was a very catchy song. There's a quote here on the back that says, "The best film Disney animation has made in 20 years. I have to agree with that. In fact, I think I would have to agree with even more. Like, I absolutely loved this movie so much that I bought the Blu-ray, which is actually saying a lot because I don't buy movies on Blu-ray often. It means a lot for me to buy a movie on Blu-ray because I don't buy Blu-rays often. For those who don't know, the only movies I have on Blu-ray is the Star Wars saga that has the prequels and the original trilogy special edition and Inside Out. These are the only Blu-rays I personally bought with my own money before today. Now I have 2 more Blu-rays because I think both movies are fantastic, but I digress. Here we've just got a whole bunch of information like the resolution of the film, the length of the film, 108 minutes, which I think is a bit lengthy for a Disney film. Like, it's just 20 minutes under 2 hours. I think it's a pretty lengthy film. However, I don't care because I think the film's fantastic. I also love this little image of Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps. I love how they took this regular photo from this very, very old poster that's been in a lot of promotion ever since it was released in theaters. Her face is a lot more wide and a lot more expressive than she is in a lot of the other posters, which I am totally fine with. And the last thing I really have to talk about on the cover is the summary on the back. Now it says, "From Walt Disney Animation Studios comes a comedy adventure set in the modern mammal metropolis of Zootopia. Determined to prove herself, Officer Judy Hopps, the first bunny on Zootopia's police force, jumps at the chance to crack her first case, even if it means partnering with the scam artist fox Nick Wilde to solve the mystery. Bring home this hilarious adventure full of action, heart, and ton of special effects that take you deeper into the world of Zootopia. It's big and fun for all shapes and species." Oh, good for species as well, which means that hopefully my dog can enjoy this movie as well. Because yes, for those who don't know, I actually do have a dog, and hopefully he can enjoy this movie as well. I personally think that this blurb/summary actually does a pretty good job of summarizing what the film is about. If you saw my original review of this movie, which I'm still really proud of, and there's probably a reason why it's one of my most popular videos, but on my original review for this movie, I gave my own summary of the film, and it's a bit different to what this one says. But I feel like that it does a great job of summarizing what the overall film is about without spoiling really anything. It just gives a great idea as to what the film is personally about, and that's really it. So nevertheless, I love the artwork for this Blu-ray. I love the front, it looks fantastic. I also love the back. I feel like it does a great job of summarizing the film, with some truly great artwork as well. So the Blu-ray is really cool looking, and I am dying to open this up and look at the disc. Honestly, I love getting new movies, even though it costs money. I love movies when they are brand new, because the cases always have this really glossy kind of feel to it that don't last very long. When you first take the plastic off, it feels very nice and smooth and new and brand new. And honestly, whenever I'm getting a new DVD or Blu-ray, it feels like Christmas. Despite the fact it's June, the exact opposite side of the year to Christmas. But it feels like Christmas to me now because I absolutely love this movie. I've been waiting for this Blu-ray release ever since it came out in theaters. So now let's open up this. One thing I've got to say though is that I'm actually really disappointed with the disc because I was hoping there'd be some pretty cool nifty artwork. That's something that's been bothering me a lot lately. The fact that a lot of discs just have a simple color, or they do something really fancy with just like a mirror kind of like color with black text, and they are just getting really, really generic. I think that's why I like the case for this one a little bit better, because this one actually does have really nice artwork on the discs. It doesn't just have like a simple color with the title of the film. It actually has a lot of artwork to it. It's around the same, and I love that kind of effort. They also have very unique artwork for the second disc, and I just appreciate it when that extra effort is put in. I just personally think they could get a bit more creative with the artwork on the discs. This is a certificate thing, basically giving you the code for the digital copy so you can download it. I'm not going to show you the code just simply because I plan on using it, because I don't get to use the big TV often. So if I use the code, I can watch it on my computer and on my iPod on long car trips and all that stuff. So I'm not going to show you the code because I actually plan on using it. Yes, I actually do use this stuff. Even though the process to getting it is extremely complicated, but I don't care, I'm still using it. So, and underneath we can see that there is a lot of great artwork that is basically promoting the Zootopia Disney Infinity stuff, which is cool. I don't have Disney Infinity and I have no interest in getting it, but who cares? This movie's still awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Blu-ray to the side for a little bit, and I'm going to turn the camera off for a little bit. I'm going to watch it again because I think it's fantastic. And I'm also going to look at the bonus content on the bonus features, and I'm going to come back maybe 1 or 2 days later and give my thoughts on the quality of the bonus content, and then it'll be the end of the video. So I'll be back in a few days to give you my final thoughts on the Blu-ray, so see you then. Alright, so it's been about 24 hours or so, and I have been able to view the entire Blu-ray. There's all this bonus content on the back, and I have seen every single one of them. I saw the research, I saw the origin of the story, I saw the roundtable, Skulltopia, I saw the ZPD forensic files, I saw the music video, the deleted characters, the deleted scenes, and of course I did get a chance to watch the movie again. In fact, I only just finished rewatching it. I just finished rewatching the film a few minutes ago. Now that I've viewed the entire Blu-ray and finally had a chance to see it again, I am now ready to give my final thoughts on this Blu-ray and whether or not I think it's worth getting. So in no particular order, the 3 things I want to talk about before wrapping up this video is talking about the resolution, the quality of the bonus content, and last but not least, how the actual film itself holds up. Because it's been several months since I last saw this film in theaters. I saw it back in March, and now it's June, and so several months later, I finally just got a few minutes ago, and I finally just had the chance to watch the film again. And since when buying a Blu-ray, you're mainly going after the main film itself, I'm going to save how the film is held up for last. So the first thing I want to talk about is the bonus content. One thing I gotta say is that I'm really impressed with the amount of information and the amount of stuff that they managed to put on just one disc. Because personally, I think Inside Out has around same-ish amount of information on the backstory. If I open the case, you will see that it's 2 discs. And it has around same amount of information, maybe a tiny bit more, I'm not sure. And all this other stuff has managed to be fit onto one disc as well as the feature film itself. Since I'm okay with the amount of that stuff we got, I'm okay with the fact that this is just one disc. But what about the bonus content itself? I was really impressed with it. I love finding out backstory about personal movies. Like, whenever I love a movie, I love doing research on the process of making it, problems they had with development, because, trust me, movies almost always have some sort of problem. And this movie quite had a lot of problems with development. The story was very different to the final draft of the actual film. I do like how Disney did actually admit what the original draft was like, because I've got to say that for Disney, the original draft of the film was actually pretty dark. It had a similar kind of story about one of the main characters trying to have a certain goal in life, and yet Zootopia's nature about stereotyping each other and all that stuff that we see in the final film. However, the way it's portrayed, it's a lot darker than the final cut of the film, so I think it's pretty brave of Disney to actually admit and confess that it was a much darker film. Another thing I also found interesting was deleted scenes. And the main reason was because is that while you get deleted scenes in movies, usually you get deleted scenes in like the first few drafts or so, and you realize that the film is completely different to the final cut. However, here it's actually a hybrid because there are some deleted scenes that are like in the early draft and everything, but there are also some other deleted scenes that looks like they were deleted at around the last minute, and the reason why is because they're very similar to another scene in the movie, and everything all the way down to the lighting and the rendering has already been completed, and they just had to take it out because it was slowing the film down or something like that. And some of the deleted scenes were very, very interesting. My favorite deleted scene on this Blu-ray is a certain deleted scene where Judy Hopps had to use a computer. However, she did not have her own computer yet because she only just moved into the ZPD. And so when she finally gets a borrowed computer, it belongs to an elephant, and so visually they really amplify on the comedy of a bunny trying to use a computer that has a key, one simple key, around the same size as she is. One disappointment I did have is also the music video, and the reason why is because there was one uploaded to YouTube, and it's the exact same video. But still, it's just a simple music video, really can't complain. I still absolutely love the song. It plays twice in the final cut of the film, and I love it. I love the song. I feel like that everything was very, very interesting. I really loved hearing about the backstory, the production of the film. Now I want to get onto the resolution. The picture quality for this movie is gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous. It looks even better than the picture quality for Inside Out, in my opinion. And to really amplify how fantastic the picture quality is for this Blu-ray, it says here that it's 1080p high definition. And I'm going to say straight up that I don't have a 1080p TV. My TV is not complete HD, it's only 720p. However, despite the fact that it doesn't match the full resolution of this movie, I still don't care, because despite the fact that this movie's 1080p and my TV's only 720p, it still looks amazing, and I'm not just saying that. Which I think is really mind-blowing, because I really couldn't imagine animation looking that much better. Like, it looks fantastic, it looks even better than when I saw it in theaters, and yet it's not even at its full HD, because my TV's only 720p, and yet it's 1080p. And I still thought it looked gorgeous. So if I still thought it looked gorgeous at 720p, just imagine if I could watch this in 1080p, which I think is fantastic. So despite the fact that I don't have a fully HD TV, I'm still really glad that I got the Blu-ray over the DVD. And last but not least, how does the film hold up? Like I said, I only just finished watching this movie again, and I'm happy to say that now that I've officially watched it again, I have officially seen Zootopia twice now. And it only got better for me the second time. I really, really liked it when I first saw it in the theaters, but now I think it is phenomenal. Even though I remember it being amazing, it's even better than I remembered. And I'm not just saying that. I really, really enjoyed seeing this movie again. This movie is a lot funnier than I remembered. A lot of people are saying that the movie is too humorless or takes itself too seriously or amplifies itself too heavily on the drama, which I don't think is true at all, because while this movie definitely has some really heavy drama and does deal with some really heavy themes, and I definitely felt really emotional at some parts during the film, however, despite the fact that the movie really is heavy on the drama, it is still a really, really funny movie. I even do want to call it a comedy, because it really is a funny movie. The jokes hit really, really hard, and they also come really, really often as well. However, I don't also just love it for the humor, I also do think it's a very compelling story, and really, I have a 9-minute long review explaining why I absolutely love this movie, and I still stand by absolutely everything I said in this movie. Right this second, I'm actually not too sure what my favorite movie of all time is, because I have 3 and they're all tied up, and that is Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Inside Out, and Zootopia. I love both of these films, and to really amplify it, I'm actually going to do a video called Battle of the Flicks, which I've started before, but I haven't done it since February. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these two movies with another YouTuber. It's going to be a collaboration. And together, we're going to look at 5 different categories and really try to figure out which one is the better film. At the moment, I'm having a heck of a lot of trouble deciding. This movie is heaps better than I remembered, and this is coming from someone who thought it was phenomenal from the start. So I thought it was phenomenal at first, and the second time it was even better. And I can't wait to watch this over and over again, and I'm so glad I bought the Blu-ray. And the animation is so gorgeous, I really don't think you should get the DVD for this movie. If you're planning on buying this movie, skip the DVD and just get the Blu-ray. It's worth it, trust me. So overall, that is my review for the Zootopia Blu-ray. I love this movie, and I love this Blu-ray, and I'm so glad I paid for it. It was worth every single cent and dollar, and it is definitely worth adding to my collection. Now, I did say earlier in this video that I'm going to do an unboxing for another Blu-ray. What movie is that? Well, I'm not going to say in this video, but hasta la vista, baby.